right, so hi everyone. I'm doing it. I'm going to go ahead and talk today about how to write your personal insight questions. I noticed not everyone can make it to after school or lunchtime meetings, so I'm going to try this way, making some videos. We're going to go ahead and get started. So if you go on to Google Classroom, you will see that I have uploaded a PowerPoint called College Workshop 101, Crafting Your PIQs. So go ahead and click on that. I'm just going to walk you through this PowerPoint, and I'm just going to go through each of the steps, okay? And I'm just going to talk you through it. So I'm going to make this pretty quick. So step number 1, we're looking at PIQ number 6. And this is the one that's going to be on your writing contest. So PIQ number 6 is going to say the following. Think about an academic subject that inspires you. Describe how you have furthered this interest inside or outside of the classroom. So you want to take some time to really break down this prompt. You don't want to just start writing. I don't want you to think about the word count. I don't want you to think about style right now. I don't want you to think about grammar, anything right now. We're just brainstorming, coming up with ideas. So go on to step 2. So step 2, you're going to make a list. So I want you to make a list of all the academic subjects that you can think of that you are currently enrolled in or that you have taken in the past 3 years. So let's go ahead and start just making a list. So I'm going to write down all my math classes, my history classes, and I'm going to do them specifically. World history, US history. Have I taken civics and econ? Have I taken Spanish courses? Have I taken American Sign Language? Have I taken an engineering course or MediCorps? As many of the courses that you have taken right now, you're just digging through your ideas. Go ahead and pause the video right now while you come up with that list. Okay, so now you want to narrow it down. Now, one of the things you want to do is remember, you are trying to convince this university that you have a major in mind or a career in mind or some kind of general idea of what you want to do in the future. Maybe you want to help people. Maybe you want to work with children. Maybe you want to work with animals. Maybe you want to save the environment. So your PIQ can maybe help support that idea. So maybe I write about my biology classes because it's going to lead me to talk about me wanting to be a doctor. Or I'm going to talk about my psychology class because I want to work in social services. So maybe have some kind of a topic in mind that can help you with that. All right, I'm going to move on. So you at this point, go ahead and choose a course, a subject that does bring you some excitement, some joy that you would like to further explore. Let's move on to step number 3. So step 3, you're going to narrow your topic. So I want you to get very specific. See if you can do the following. Can you name the specific course you're interested in? So you're interested in AP Physics or biology. Can you name the teacher that gave that course? Maybe there was a teacher who inspired you. Can you think of any specific assignment that maybe really got you going? You were talking about it, you're excited to do it. Or was there a project, a debate, a discussion, something that you did to really, again, get you inspired with this course? Now, as I was telling the group, you don't have to have loved the subject from the get-go. You can actually write about a subject that maybe you hated, that you just couldn't stand. And then all of a sudden you met this teacher who did things differently and just inspired you, and you fell in love with the subject. Or maybe there was an assignment or a video that you saw in the class that really kind of piqued your interest. So think about narrowing it down your topic to a specific moment that you can describe. Again, you can pause the video here in Brainstorm. Okay, I'm going to move on to step number 4, finding details. So the second part of the prompt says to think of things you've done in class and or out of class. So let's talk about things you've done in class. I'm going to keep having you dig through things that you have done. Once again, do you remember way back, some assignment that you did, a research project, a lab, an experiment, a debate you had, or a classroom discussion? What have you done in class that you furthered your interest? So a teacher gave you an assignment and you went ahead and did extra credit on it. Or the class was talking about this subject, this topic, and you went on your cell phone and did more research. So how have you furthered your interest? Maybe you were the kid who loved the subject so much you turned around and started tutoring other kids, or you were helping the teacher find more information. So that kind of details can help you. I'm going to move on to step number 5, and this is details out of the class. So you're going to make a list of things that you have done that again are linked to the topic, to this academic subject. And I want you to go way back. I want you to think of your childhood. Do you remember games you used to play as a child that were somewhat connected to your topic? Let's say, for example, you're really interested in business. And you remember that when you were, 10 years old, you used to play, selling stuff. And you actually used to have a little store and you would sell away some of your old toys. Or maybe you loved helping out at yard sales. Maybe you had a toy or toys that you loved. For example, our future engineers, maybe they got their start with Legos and building things or taking things apart. Did you have any of these imaginative type of games where you played, jumping over dangerous places and you were kind of had that adventurous spirit? And so now you're aware of the environment and the dangers that exist out there. Did you ever go on a field trip or on a family trip that kind of opened your eyes to something? Maybe your visit was to a hospital to visit a sick family member, and you noticed the workings of a hospital and what doctors do, and you were just fascinated by the science. Maybe you visited another country and noticed the poverty that existed there and realized that people need running water, and that got you interested in social work. Maybe you went to downtown LA and saw the issue of homelessness and felt that you needed to continue working with politics and social reform. Again, maybe you attended an event that opened your eyes. There are some students who have the opportunity to volunteer, but not all students can do that. So have you ever had a job? Maybe you work for your parents, helping them out in some kind of job that they do, whether it's a bakery or a nail salon, or like for myself, working at the swap meet where I had to help sell clothing, and so I learned how to work with people and talk. Maybe you have certain duties at home, such as taking care of siblings, babysitting, making sure that they're safe. Maybe you're the translator for your family and you help your parents with documents or going to legal offices, and therefore your interest in a second language became really important for you. Even things such as what you do on your free time. Are you the kid that likes to go on YouTube and just lose yourself on videos about hurricanes or about tornadoes? Or you like to find out how to break apart a car motor? So what are the things that you're into? And this is all on step number 5. So again, take a moment, pause the video, and make a list of as many of these things that you can. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so step 6, start writing. What I want you to do is don't think about word count, don't think about style or a hook or grammar, punctuation, nothing. This is you just blurting out everything that you know about this topic. One trick that I showed you today was put your cell phone on talk to text, go on a little walk and just talk out your ideas, have it all just written for you. It's not going to be perfect, nor is it going to be pretty. Right now, it's just getting out your ideas. Do it kind of like a journal. You might want to just restate the prompt in that first sentence. So you might write, one academic subject that inspires me is, and then just fill in that blank. And then the second part, I have furthered my knowledge of this topic by, and give those specifics. So just tell the story of how you got interested in that topic. That is step number 6. Okay. And so now I'm going to finish off with now crafting it a little bit more. And this is how do you do the 3-part PIQ. So a 3-part PIQ is going to have a short little hook. Then you're going to have the specific examples, and then you're going to end it up with some kind of a conclusion or final thought. So really that's your 3-part there, a hook, details, and conclusion. And so if you look at step 7, you can use something from your childhood, some kind of a metaphor that you can use. For example, As a child, maybe you loved roller coasters and you were fascinated with the science behind it. So take me to that moment. This is where you use that imagery, kids. So you're going to use imagery, show off your writing skills, and describe. Again, this is short, maybe 2-3 sentences. That's it. Then you move on to step 8, where you're going to now give specific examples. You're going to answer this question. What have you done in class or out of class to further your study of this subject? So now you're going to talk about that high school class you're in and that assignment that you did, or you're going to talk about how you volunteered in a specific place. This is the meat of your PIQ. And then you're down to step number 9 or 10, as I just noticed my miscounting here, and that's going to be your conclusion. What did you learn about this experience in that class that you took, in that field trip that you took? Does it lead up to some kind of career that you have? So you can finish off with, because of my love of working with animals, I have realized I want to become a zoologist and work with blah, 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 right? So again, you're going to write this PIQ as if it were a resume of what you have already done to prepare you for this major or college pathway. So that's all I have for PIQ number 6. Thank you for watching my first video.